So what does this 19th century spiritual movement mean to us in our own lives? Well, that's for you to decide, but allow me to make a few scattered observations of why the Transcendentalists still matter, in my opinion. First of all, they were awesome. I mean, Henry David Thoreau goes off to the woods, right, and builds a cabin to experience what it's like to live off the grid. Walt Whitman writes poetry about Brooklyn fairies and a blade of grass, about perfectly humdrum stuff, and gets at the soul of the universe. George and Sophia Ripley create a utopian community where everything is shared and nothing is stolen, not even beeswax from the bees. Transcendentalists started literary salons and schools of philosophy. They stood up for John Brown, the freedom fighter who was largely derided as a terrorist, and went to prison rather than support an unjust war. Not all of these initiatives were successful, and we may not even agree with all of them, but so what? They lived their lives full of enthusiasm. They weren't afraid to try. Think of your friends in your own sphere. Do you admire the ones who succeed at everything they do without any effort? Or the ones that are living bold lives, always stretching the limits of their abilities, always trying to widen the circle of their lives? Nothing great was ever achieved without enthusiasm, as Emerson said. So when you do a thing, do it with all your mind. Put your own whole soul into it. Stamp it with your own personality. Be active, be energetic, be enthusiastic and faithful. I find this enthusiasm very contagious. In addition to being generally awesome, the religious outlook of the Transcendentalists is still at least intriguing and maybe even life-changing to us today. Every soul in direct connection with the infinite. The Transcendentalists were less concerned about what you believe. They believed a wide variety of different things among themselves, actually. They were more concerned with how your spirit should reflect the wonders of the universe in which we live. The soul of the human being was a mirror of the cosmos. As Whitman said, I know of nothing else but miracles. Whether I walk the streets of Manhattan, or dart my sight over the roofs of houses toward the sky, or talk by day with anyone I love, or sleep in the bed at night with anyone I love, or sit at table at dinner with the rest, or look at strangers opposite me, riding in the car. To the Transcendentalists, it's all a miracle, and so are we. So our first source of Unitarian Universalism is not the Bible, nor Judeo-Christian tradition, nor even the insights of reason. Our first source is a recognition of the wow. A recognition that our world is amazing beyond words can say, and every one of us can experience that sense of the amazing. As Emerson says better than I can, the doors of the temple stand open night and day before every man or woman, and the oracles of this truth cease never. It is guarded by one stern condition, namely, it is an intuition. It cannot be received at secondhand. In other words, the Transcendentalists claim spirituality for everyone with one condition: no secondhand spirituality, no dogma. We all know this connection with wonder and awe individually in our relationship with the all. But as soon as we try and encapsulate it in words and impose our definition on someone else, all that was sublime in the original encounter will be lost. Therefore, according to the Transcendentalists, the poets speak more truth than the preacher, to which I can only say amen. Finally, the Transcendentalists were not only eager, not only democratic and sublime in their religious outlook, but they were serious about changing the world. They lived life passed through the fire of thought. They thought about the issues of the day and let that thought inspire them to action. In our day, when intellectualism is derided as being an ivory tower and not affecting the world, they lived bold lives, nurtured by ideas and thought. They never settled for a foolish consistency. They cared little for respectability and sought instead to be true to the most uplifting vision of what it means to be human. So let us, in our own age, lift an uplifting vision of human possibility. Let us love what is true with all our minds, seek to connect with the beauty of the world so profoundly we move beyond ourselves. And so moved, let us live as if everything is holy now, and cherish one another, our own interconnected selves, and our world. May it be so. Amen. So, as is our tradition,